What if the reason you are not living the life you want is not because you lack talent? What if it is not because you were unlucky? What if it is not because the world is against you? What if the only thing standing between the person you are today and the person you were meant to become is the discipline you keep avoiding? Because here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Your dreams do not care about your excuses. Your goals do not respond to your emotions. Your future does not change because you had a bad day. The life you want is built by the things you do when you don't feel like doing them. That is discipline, not motivation, not inspiration, not waiting for the perfect moment. Discipline, the ability to keep a promise to yourself, especially when nobody is watching. Because every person you admire, every person who achieved something extraordinary had a moment where they had to choose comfort or growth, fear or action. The easy road or the road that transforms them. And the scary part, most people do not lose their dreams because they fail. They lose their dreams because they slowly become comfortable with a life they secretly hate. They wake up, they go through the same routine, they make the same excuses. They tell themselves one day when things get better, but years pass and that future version of themselves never arrives because the person they want to become is waiting for one thing, a decision. Let me ask you something. How many times have you promised yourself, this is the day I change, this is the day I become serious, this is the day I stop wasting my potential? And then a few days later, you return to the same habits because your biggest enemy is not outside of you, it is inside. It is the part of your mind that chooses comfort over transformation. The part that says, you deserve to rest. You can start tomorrow. You don't need to push that hard. And slowly, quietly, that voice steals your future. The human brain is designed to protect you. It wants safety. It wants familiarity. It wants what is easy. But Greatness lives outside comfort. Growth lives in discomfort. Your next level is hiding behind the things you keep avoiding. Think about it. The strongest version of yourself is not created when life is easy. It is created when life challenges you, when nobody believes in you, when you fail, when you struggle, when you have every reason to quit, but you continue anyway. That is where identity is built. Look at any champion. You see the trophy, you see the celebration, but you rarely see the years nobody applauded, the mornings nobody recorded, the sacrifices nobody noticed, the battles they fought inside their own mind. Because success is not created on the stage. Success is created in the moments before the stage. There is something powerful about discipline that most people misunderstand. They think discipline is punishment. They think discipline means removing joy from life. But discipline is actually freedom. Because without discipline, you become controlled by your impulses. Your emotions control your decisions. Your cravings control your actions. Your fears control your future, but when you build discipline, you take your power back. You decide who you become, not your past, not your circumstances, not other people's opinions. Every great achievement in human history was built on the same foundation, consistency. Small actions repeated over time, a person becoming stronger one decision at a time. People look at someone successful and say, they are lucky, they have something special, they are different. No, they are different because they became different. They trained themselves, they mastered themselves, they learned how to do what most people refuse to do. The question is not, can you change? You can. The human body is designed to adapt. The human body is designed to grow. The human spirit is designed to overcome. The real question is, are you willing to become uncomfortable long enough to become someone new? Because transformation has a price, and the price is discipline. Nobody climbs a mountain because the mountain is easy. They climb because reaching the top changes them. The person who starts the climb is not the same person who reaches the peak. Every step changes them. Every struggle shapes them. Every challenge builds them. And life works the same way. Maybe you are tired. Maybe you have failed before. Maybe you have tried to change and return to old habits. But listen carefully, failure does not define you. The moment you decide to continue, you become dangerous. Because a person who refuses to quit is a person who cannot be defeated. But there is one thing even more powerful than discipline, something that separates people who change temporarily from people who transform forever. And most people never discover it. It is the reason some people change their entire life while others stay trapped in the same cycle for decades. And that is where the real journey begins. There is a difference between wanting a better life and being committed to creating one. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants confidence. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants to wake up proud of the person they see in the mirror. But wanting something is not the same as becoming someone, because your goals are not changed by what you wish for. They are changed by what you repeatedly do. The world is full of people with dreams they wrote down, dreams they talked about, dreams they promised themselves they would chase, but dreams without discipline become painful reminders. Because every time you see the life you could have lived, you feel the distance between who you are and who you know you can become. That distance is created by your daily choices. The hardest battle you will ever fight is not against another person. It is against the version of yourself that wants to stay comfortable. The version that says, don't risk it, don't try. What if you fail? What if people judge you? That voice is powerful because it sounds like you. But you have to understand something. Your mind is not always trying to make you successful. Sometimes your mind is only trying to keep you safe. And safety can become a prison. A lot of people are not stuck because they lack opportunity. They are stuck because they have built a comfortable relationship with their limitations. They know their problems, they know their weaknesses, they know exactly what they want to change, but they have accepted those things as part of their identity. They say, I am just like this, I have always been this way, this is who I am. But what if that is not true? What if the person you think you are is only the result of habits you repeated? Think about a child learning to walk. A child falls hundreds of times, but the child never says, maybe walking isn't for me. The child does not create a story about failure. The child simply tries again, until the impossible becomes normal. Somewhere along the way, adults lose that ability. We fall once and we create an identity around the fall. I fail, I am not lucky. I am not capable. But failure is not identity. Failure is feedback. Every mistake is information. Every setback is a teacher. Every challenge is showing you where you need to grow. Look at the greatest performers in the world. They are not people who never lose. They are people who refuse to waste their losses. They study them. They analyze them. They learn from them. Because they understand something. Pain can either break you or build you. The choice is yours. And this is where discipline becomes powerful, because discipline is not just doing the right thing. Discipline is becoming the type of person who naturally does the right thing. You don't wake up every morning and negotiate with success. You don't ask, do I feel like improving today? You simply decided this is who I am. A disciplined person does. So I have to work out. They say, I am someone who takes care of my body. A disciplined person does not say, I have to study. They say, I am someone who values growth. A disciplined person does not say, I have to work hard. They say, I am someone who keeps promises to myself, because the deepest level of discipline is not about actions. It is about identity. The moment your actions become connected to who believe you are, everything changes. You stop fighting yourself. You stop forcing yourself. You start becoming yourself, the person you always knew existed inside you. But here is the part nobody talks about. Discipline is not built when everything is going well. Anyone can be disciplined when life is easy. The real test comes when you are tired. You are disappointed, you are afraid, you have no support, you have no motivation. That is where your character is revealed, because motivation is temporary. Feelings change, energy changes, circumstances change, but discipline stays. Discipline is the bridge between the life you have and the life you want. There will be moments when nobody understands your journey. People will question why you are changing, why you are waking up earlier, why you are saying no to things you used to enjoy, why you are choosing a harder path, and you will be tempted to go back because belonging feels good.
But remember, sometimes becoming who you are meant to be requires leaving behind who you used to be. You cannot build a new future while protecting every habit that created your old one. You cannot become stronger while constantly choosing comfort. You cannot discover your potential while avoiding challenges. The person you want to become is waiting, not somewhere in the future, not after everything becomes perfect, right now. Inside every decision, every morning, every moment you choose growth over comfort. But there is one final enemy that destroys more dreams than failure ever could. It is invisible. It feels harmless, but it quietly destroys discipline from the inside. And once you understand it, you will understand why so many people know what they need to do, but never do. The greatest enemy of discipline is not failure. It is not lack of intelligence. It is not lack of opportunity. It is distraction. Because distraction does something dangerous. It does not destroy your life in one dramatic moment. It steals your life one small moment at a time. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month, 1 year. And suddenly you look back and you realize you have been busy. But you have not been moving forward. You have been consuming, but not creating. You have been planning, but not executing. You have been dreaming, but not becoming. And the hardest truth, sometimes we choose distraction because it protects us. Because as long as we are distracted, we do not have to face the question, am I really giving my best? Because if you never fully try, you never have to experience the pain of discovering your limits. But what happens when you finally become honest with yourself? When you stop running, when you stop hiding behind excuses, that is the moment everything changes. Because discipline begins with one powerful decision. I am responsible. Not my past, not my circumstances, not what happened to me, not what someone else did. I am responsible for what happens next. This does not mean everything will be easy. It does not mean You will control everything. Life will still challenge you. People will still disappoint you. Unexpected problems will still appear. But discipline gives you something greater than control. It gives you power. The power to control your response. Anyone can be positive when life gives them everything they want. But who are you when life takes things away? Who are you when the results are slow? Who are you when nobody notices your effort? Who are you when the reward is far away? That is where your true identity is revealed. A champion is not created when everyone is watching. A champion is created in private, when the alarm rings, when the body is tired, when the body says stop, and one voice inside says, one more step, one more repetition, one more attempt. People underestimate small actions. They think transformation has to be dramatic. They think one day they will wake up completely different. But the biggest transformations in life happen quietly. One decision, one habit, one promise kept, repeated over and over. A single domino can start a chain reaction. Your life works the same way. One disciplined choice can change your entire direction. One morning where you wake up instead of giving up. One workout instead of an excuse. 1 hour of learning instead of wasting time. One uncomfortable conversation instead of avoiding reality. You are always voting for the person you are becoming. Every action is a vote. Every habit is a vote. Every choice is a vote. The question is, who are you voting for? Are you voting for the person who stays comfortable? The person who waits? The person who blames? Or are you voting for the person who rises? The person who builds? The person who takes ownership? Because discipline is not about being perfect. It is about returning. You miss a day. Return. You make a mistake. Return. You lose momentum. Return. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is not that one group never struggles. Everyone struggles. The difference is one group returns faster. They do not let one bad decision become a bad week. They do not let one failure become a lifetime identity. They understand a setback is an event, not a definition. Think about your own life. How many times did you underestimate yourself? How many times did you quit too early? How many dreams disappeared because you listened to fear louder than your own potential? The answer may hurt, but the truth can also set you free. Because once you see the pattern, you can change the pattern. The person you were yesterday does not have authority over who you become tomorrow. Your past explains you. Stronit does not control you. There is a version of you that wakes up with purpose.
A version of you that keeps promises. A version of you that does not need external approval. A version of you that is calm because they know they are becoming stronger every day. But there is one final level of discipline that separates ordinary people from extraordinary people. Most people understand discipline is doing more, working harder, pushing further, but they miss the deeper truth. Sometimes discipline is not about what you add, it is about what you remove. And when you learn what to remove, you unlock a level of focus most people never experience, because the person you become, it depends not only on what you do, it depends on what you refuse to continue doing. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs in your life do not come from adding more. They come from removing what has been keeping you weak, removing the excuses, removing the distractions, removing the need for everyone's approval, removing the habits that keep you connected to the old version of yourself. Because growth is not only about becoming more, sometimes growth is about letting go. You cannot build a powerful future while holding on to the things that are destroying your present. You cannot ask for a new life while protecting the old behaviors that created the life you are trying to escape. And this is where many people struggle. They want the results, but they do not want the responsibility. They want confidence, but they avoid uncomfortable situations. They want success, but they avoid discipline. They want transformation, but they protect their comfort. You cannot have a different life with the same choices. Every day you are standing at a crossroads, the easy choice and the powerful choice. The easy choice feels good now. The powerful choice creates freedom later. And the problem is the rewards of discipline, but the consequences of avoiding discipline are also delayed. That is why people stay trapped, because comfort gives instant pleasure, but growth requires patience. The person who learns to delay pleasure learns to control their future. Every great achievement has the same hidden storied a period where nobody was watching, a period where progress was invisible, a period where the person had to believe before there was proof. Think about the seed. A seed spends time underground. Nobody sees the roots growing. Nobody celebrates the process. But underneath the surface something is happening. Something is becoming. Your discipline is your root system. Your results are the tree. People want the tree, but they avoid building the roots. They want success, but they avoid the process. They want the transformation, but they avoid the repetition. The world celebrates the final moment, the trophy, the achievement, the breakthrough. But mastery is created in the boring moments, the moments where you repeat something thousands of times, the moments where nobody claps, the moments where you have to motivate yourself, because eventually you discover something powerful. Discipline creates confidence, not the other way around. People think confident, people take action. But often people become confident because they kept taking action. Confidence is evidence, evidence that you can trust yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust with yourself. Every time you break a promise, you weaken that trust. And over time, your relationship with yourself becomes your reality. Ask yourself, can you trust yourself? When you say you will change, do you believe yourself? When you set a goal, do you know you will follow through? Because the strongest person in the room is not the person who impresses everyone else. It is the person who can rely on themselves. There will come a moment in life when motivation disappears, when nobody encourages you, when nobody understands your vision, when the excitement fades and all you have left is your commitment. That is the moment discipline takes over. That is the moment you discover who you really are. Not when everything is perfect, but when everything is difficult and you still choose yourself. You have to understand something. Nobody's coming to save you, and that is not a bad thing, because it means the power was never outside of you. It was always inside. Your future is not created by luck. It is created by decisions. Your identity is not created by what you say. It is created by what you repeat. Your destiny is not created in one giant moment. It is created in thousands of small moments where you choose discipline. And now you understand the deeper truth. Discipline is not about forcing yourself to suffer. Discipline is an act of self-respect. It is you telling yourself, my future matters. The potential of the person I can become matters. But the final stage of discipline, the stage where everything changes, is when discipline stops feeling like a sacrifice and becomes part of who you are. When you no longer fight to do the right thing, when the right thing becomes natural, when your standards become higher than your excuses. Because the ultimate goal is not to achieve one dream. The ultimate goal is to become the kind of person capable of achieving anything. And that requires one final transformation. The transformation from someone chasing success to someone who has become success. And that is where the real power begins. There comes a moment in every person's life where they stop asking, why is this happening to me? And they start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Because that single question changes everything. The victim looks at pain and sees punishment. The disciplined person looks at pain and sees preparation. Every scar you carry ever, failure you survive, at every moment you thought you could not continue was building something inside you, something stronger, something deeper, something that cannot be taken away. You see, discipline is not just about waking up early. It is not just about working harder. It is not just about achieving goals. Those are the results. The real purpose of discipline is transformation. It is becoming someone you respect, because at the end of your life, you will not remember every comfortable moment. You will remember the moments you were brave, the moments you chose growth, the moments you stood up when it would have been easier to stay down. Life will test your patience, your confidence, your commitment. There will be days when your vision feels far away, days when you question yourself, days when the old version of you tries to come back. And that is exactly when you have to remember you are not building a temporary habit. You are building a new identity. The old you wants comfort. The new you wants growth. The old you wants approval. The new you wants purpose. The old you wants a reward. The new you respects the process. Every time you choose discipline, you send a message to yourself, I am in control. I can trust myself. I am capable of more. And those messages create your confidence. Because confidence is not something you find. Confidence is something you earn. You earn it by keeping promises. You earn it by showing up. You earn it by doing difficult things when nobody is forcing you. The world is full of people waiting to feel ready, waiting for the right time, waiting for perfect conditions. But successful people understand something: the conditions are never perfect. You become ready by starting. You become stronger by struggling. You become disciplined by practicing discipline. The person you want to become is not created in the future. That person is created today, in this moment, with this decision. So ask yourself, what is the one thing you know you need to change? What is the habit you keep defending even though it is hurting you? What is the excuse you keep repeating? What dream have you delayed because you were afraid? Be honest, because honesty is where transformation begins. The door to your next level has always been open, but you have to walk through it. Nobody can do that for you. Nobody can make the decision for you. Nobody can build your future for you. The world does not reward potential. The world rewards execution. The world does not reward intentions. The world rewards consistency. The world does not reward who you could become. It rewards who you choose to become. And maybe today you are not where you want to be. Maybe you made mistakes. Maybe you wasted time. Maybe you lost years. But hear this: the past is a teacher. not a prison. You are allowed to start again. You're allowed to rebuild. You're allowed to become someone completely different because your future is not waiting for a perfect version of you. Your future is waiting for a Kamanat version. The strongest people are not those who never struggle will not stop them. They fall and rise. They fail and learn. They lose and return stronger. That is discipline, the ability to choose your future over your feelings, the ability to choose growth over comfort, the ability to choose your purpose over your excuses. Remember this, motivation can start the journey, but discipline finishes it. Motivation can inspire you for a moment, but discipline changes your entire life. The person you were yesterday does not decide who you become tomorrow. Your habits do, your choices do, your discipline does. So from this moment forward, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you. Believe first, become first, because one day you will look back at this version of yourself, the tired version, the uncertain version, the version that was fighting silently, and you will thank them because they made a choice. They chose discipline. And that choice changed everything. Your future changes the moment you stop negotiating with your potential. Your life changes the moment you decide, I am no longer controlled by my old self. I am building the person I was meant to become. Now, the question is, what is the one discipline you will commit to today that will change the direction of your entire life? Write it. Own it, start, because your next chapter does not begin someday. It begins now.